What if I told you the world's most powerful country wants to buy a frozen island? Not for its land, not for its people, but for what's buried deep under miles of ice. Sounds like a movie plot, right? But it's not. In 2019, the United States shocked the entire world by openly, publicly discussing the idea of buying Greenland. The internet went crazy. People laughed. Memes exploded across every social media platform. It was seen as this absurd, almost comical proposal from a president known for his unconventional ideas. But here's the thing. Behind all the jokes, behind the headlines and the laughter was a deadly serious plan. A plan that could reshape the future of global power, technology, and even the very coastlines of our planet. The real reason the U.S. wants Greenland is a secret hidden in plain sight, and once you understand it, you'll never look at a world map the same way again. So what is Greenland, and why is every major superpower suddenly obsessed with it? Let's get the basics down first. Greenland is the largest island on Earth. Geographically, it's part of North America, but politically, it's an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. Now here's where it gets strange. About 80% of this massive island is covered by a gigantic, permanent ice sheet. It's a vast, white desert of ice and snow. The population is tiny, only about 56,000 people live there, mostly along the ice-free coasts. It's one of the least densely populated places in the world. And yet, despite its sparse population and frozen landscape, the United States, Russia, and even China are all watching it with intense focus. It's like a high-stakes poker game where this icy island is the jackpot. So why would the U.S., a country with vast lands and resources of its own, care so much about this remote, frozen island? The answer isn't simple. It's a complex puzzle with 4 critical pieces. And the first piece is all about location, location, location. Look at a globe, not a flat map. Greenland sits in a position that is strategically irreplaceable. It's the massive landmass right between North America and Europe, acting as a giant, unsinkable aircraft carrier in the North Atlantic. But more importantly, it's the gateway to the Arctic. From a military perspective, it's not just an island. It's a critical control point for the entire Northern Hemisphere. The U.S. already knows this. For decades, they've operated Thule Air Base, now renamed Pichafik Space Base, in the northwestern corner of Greenland. This isn't just some remote outpost. It's one of the most important installations in the U.S. military network. It's home to a powerful early warning radar system that can detect incoming intercontinental ballistic missiles. If a missile is launched from Russia or China over the North Pole, Greenland sees it first. This base is also a key part of the U.S. Space Force's network for tracking satellites and monitoring all space activity. In modern warfare, the seconds and minutes provided by a base like this can be the difference between survival and catastrophe. Gaining more control over Greenland means solidifying this military advantage. In a world of hypersonic missiles and space-based weapons, controlling this piece of real estate is non-negotiable for a global superpower. Now, for the second reason, the Great Arctic Race has begun. For centuries, the Arctic was a frozen, impenetrable fortress. But that's changing, and it's changing fast. As global temperatures rise, the ice is melting. This isn't just an environmental story, it's an economic and military earthquake. The melting ice is opening up new shipping routes, like the Northwest Passage and the Northern Sea Route. These routes can slash travel time between Asia and Europe by weeks, saving shipping companies billions of dollars in fuel and time. It's a commercial revolution in the making. But where trade goes, power follows. This new, accessible Arctic is becoming a battleground for influence. Russia, which has the longest Arctic coastline, is aggressively militarizing its northern frontier, reopening old Soviet-era bases and building new ones. They see the Arctic as their backyard. And then there's China. Despite being thousands of miles away, China has declared itself a near-Arctic state and is investing heavily in the region, funding scientific research and infrastructure projects. They call it the Polar Silk Road, and where does Greenland fit into all this? It's the single most important piece of land up for grabs. It's the key that unlocks influence over these new sea lanes and resources. For the United States, losing influence over Greenland means losing the race for the Arctic, potentially forever. The third reason is perhaps the most valuable of all, and it's buried deep beneath that 2-mile thick ice sheet. We're not talking about oil or gas, though there's plenty of that too. We're talking about something far more critical for the 21st century: rare earth elements. Don't let the name fool you. These 17 metallic elements are the secret sauce of modern technology. They are absolutely essential for manufacturing everything from your smartphone and laptop to the guidance systems in advanced missiles and the engines in F-35 fighter jets. They're in electric vehicle motors, wind turbines, and the servers that power artificial intelligence. They are the vitamins of the modern digital economy. And here's the problem. Right now, the world is dangerously dependent on one country for them. China controls a huge majority of the global mining and processing of rare earth elements. This gives them immense geopolitical leverage. They could, in theory, cut off the supply during a conflict, crippling Western economies and militaries. Geologists believe Greenland has one of the largest untapped deposits of rare earths on the entire planet. If these resources could be mined and developed, it would completely break China's monopoly. That dependency would vanish. The United States and its allies would have a secure, stable supply chain for the most important technologies of the future. The fight for Greenland is also a fight for technological independence. The fourth and final piece of the puzzle might sound scientific, but its implications are massive for every person on Earth. Greenland's ice sheet isn't just frozen water. It's a time capsule and a critical climate indicator. It's the planet's own laboratory. By studying the ice cores, scientists can look back hundreds of thousands of years into Earth's climate history. But more urgently, they are watching it melt in real time. The Greenland ice sheet is one of the 2 largest bodies of ice in the world, second only to Antarctica. If it were to melt completely, global sea levels would rise by a catastrophic 7 meters, or about 24 feet. This would redraw the maps of the world. Coastal cities like Miami, New York, London, Shanghai, and countless others would be submerged. The economic and human cost would be unimaginable. Therefore, whoever controls Greenland effectively controls the frontline data, the cutting-edge research, and the narrative surrounding the most pressing issue of our time: climate change. Having access to and control over this scientific outpost is a form of power in itself, shaping global policy and the future response to a changing planet. So, with all these incredible strategic, economic, and scientific reasons, why didn't the U.S. just write a check and buy Greenland? It seems like a simple transaction, but the answer is simple too. It wasn't for sale. Denmark, the sovereign power, immediately said no. The idea was dismissed as absurd. More importantly, the people of Greenland said no, and they said it loudly. For them, this isn't just about a piece of land or a transaction. It's about their home, their culture, their identity, and their right to self-determination. They have their own government and a growing desire for full independence. The idea of being sold from one colonial power to another was deeply offensive. They want to decide their own future on their own terms. It's a powerful reminder that in geopolitics, you can't always just buy what you want. National pride, identity, and sovereignty are not commodities with a price tag. But here's the final twist in this story, the part that most people miss. You don't always need to own something to control it. The United States may never officially buy Greenland. The 2019 offer might have been a publicity stunt or maybe a way to put the issue on the global agenda. But ownership might not even be the ultimate goal. Through a powerful combination of military presence, economic investment, and strategic partnerships, the U.S. might be getting exactly what it wanted all along. They are deepening their ties with Greenland's local government, offering aid and investment, and reinforcing their military position. They are playing the long game. Because the real secret isn't just why the U.S. wants Greenland. The real secret is that the quiet, cold war for control of the Arctic has already begun. It's being fought not with soldiers and tanks, but with investments, diplomacy, and scientific expeditions. And while the world was laughing at memes, the most powerful nations on Earth were moving their pieces into position on a new global chessboard. And most of us didn't even realize the game was being played. If this story surprised you, you should know there are countless other secrets hiding in plain sight, shaping our world in ways we can barely imagine. Subscribe for more, because reality is often far stranger and more fascinating than you think. Thanks for watching.